are in Krakow, Poland, and we're about to go on a free walking tour. It's gonna be about 2.5 hours, and we're gonna see the whole old city, or the old town of Krakow. So, we've done this in Budapest, and we loved it, learning the history of the city. So we'll see you on the tour.
We have so many tours and we walk so much, we're not walking tour anymore. Now we are walkative. So basically we walk a lot, we talk a lot, we're active. You'll get it. Anybody likes Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Wow, enthusiasm. See, the thing is, Game of Thrones, as funny as it may sound, is actually very realistic. Not the dragons, but the very politics they show. It is very much based in our own medieval history. Every country in European Middle Ages went through the same thing. King or prince owns the country, has 5 sons. All of them basically have the right to the country, but you cannot give one country to 5 people. What do? You split the country. And those 5 sons have their own 5 sons. So every single medieval country in Europe had the same thing. The 19th century was a very difficult century for the Poles. The reason is, this is the time when national identities are forged in Europe, and that's a time when there's no Poland on the map. Late 18th century, the country disappears basically. It was partitioned by Prussia, which later became Germany, Russia and Austria. So through the 19th century, in the Russian and German part of Poland, it was very difficult for the Poles because there were policies called Russification and Germanization. So you couldn't speak Polish freely in offices or universities, you couldn't learn and teach freely the language, the culture, such things. Late 19th century, Krakow becomes pretty much an unofficial capital of culture, so it needs centers of it. Theaters, I think we'd agree, are very important for culture. So Krakow wanted a new, grand, beautiful theater. Also, it needed electricity. So guess what Krakow chose?
Theater.
Of course. And that's exactly the theater. So we had another beautiful theater and no electricity.
So far, the walking tour is so much fun. Our tour guide is super enthusiastic. So we first did our first walking tour in Budapest, and we had the same experience. So I highly recommend it because it's free. You learn about the culture and the history, and there's so much enthusiasm behind these tour guides. They love what they do, so it makes the whole experience awesome. So, back to the tour. So this building behind me is one of the biggest markets here in Krakow, and it's full of food and antiques, Polish pottery. So to me, this place looks like a tourist trap. Lots of souvenirs. Not sure about the prices, probably more expensive than if you were to go somewhere off the street maybe. Like look at this, fur rugs.
So when Poland was baptized, we need cathedrals to continue bringing Christianity. There were only 4 bishoprics, 4 cathedrals at the beginning of the year of the 10th century or 11th century, year 1000, and one of those 4 was already on top of the Wawel Hill. So this is actually a place where Krakow's story begins. When it comes to the name itself, again, I told you it's pretty much a hill and there's a lot of water, right? Wawel comes from Old Slavic Wąwel, a dry, elevated place surrounded by water.
We just finished the walking tour. It was absolutely fantastic. We learned so much, and now we're at the top where the palace is and the cathedral. We were here for 2.5 hours doing the tour, so now it's time for food and to warm up. Thinking pierogies, so anything Polish and anything hot will do. Oh, that's zoomed. Oops, I keep zooming. Okay.